Welcome, like I've already said, to East Palo Alto Tennis and Tutoring, the middle school parent orientation. We're having this orientation because we believe that it's very important that we all get on the same page so that we're all working together to help children achieve their goals. So that's why we're meeting, because we really value our partnership with all of you guys. All right. So if you are looking at my screen, then you will see that the words in red are in Spanish. If anyone asks you what makes Epat different than other nonprofits, here's what you can tell them: that Epat uses one-on-one tutoring, parent engagement, and tennis instruction to help make sure that its participants are ready for college or ready for a career. That is what we are about. So I'll talk a little bit later in the presentation about what we're not about, but I wanted to start out. So, if your neighbor or your cousin or a friend asks you, why do you have your kids in that program? And what's that program all about? You can say, well, my kids get one-on-one tutoring. They help me as a parent to manage my child's academics, and they also get to learn how to play tennis. That's what Epat is about. Well, that's how Epat helps my child get ready for college. So now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. What does the Epat program offer? Sounds like a simple question, but I just wanted to let you know what you can expect to get from us. So every student has the opportunity to receive one-on-one tutoring. Our tutoring is virtual still because a lot of our tutors are university students, and right now having them come in person, just with what the environment is with COVID and everything else, we thought it'd be safer, and it's turned out to be easier to have them online. So your children will receive one-on-one tutoring. Last quarter in the fall, every student did not have tutoring, but we've since hired 6 new people who will be helping us to recruit so that we can fulfill our goal of 100% of the students having a one-on-one tutor. Now, some of your kids, just want to name names, weren't all that excited about having a tutor, but trust me, there is a reason why we have them. And I'm going to do my best this quarter to make sure that the tutoring experience is valuable from both the student's perspective and the tutor's perspective. Coach Paco talked about all of the kids having group tennis instruction. We believe strongly in your students playing tennis. Not only is it a great lifelong sport, but it's a form of activity, exercise, and social interaction that's really positive and safe during COVID, which I know we're all concerned about. But tennis is actually really cool because it's naturally socially distanced, right? You're playing across the net from someone else. And it's actually a great sport to learn. It teaches a lot of life skills. And the coach came on earlier and talked about there's even more opportunities for your kids to play and compete. I encourage you to encourage your kids to participate in other aspects of the tennis. But as a part of the middle school group, they will play tennis 30 to 45 minutes a day on either Mondays and Wednesdays, if that's when they come, or Tuesdays and Thursdays, if that's when they come. Parental advocacy and workshops. So we're in an orientation right now, but we'll be meeting like this more than once this quarter, where we're going to talk, we're going to kind of delve deep into your kids and what's going on and how we can help them academically. So the primary focus of our conversations when it comes to parental advocacy is that I'm not going to be telling you, I don't know, how to be a better parent. And it's not my realm. My realm is academics. So if you feel, I don't know how to help my child in school. Maybe I don't know enough because I didn't go through this particular educational system. Maybe I don't have a lot of academic skills myself, or I didn't go to school. If you have any of these misgivings or inhibitions about your own ability to help your child navigate academics, we're here to partner with you to help. And I'm going to tell you something. You probably know a lot more than you think. And probably a lot of what you think you need to do is right. And if you're seeing things in your child's school or with your child's teacher and they don't sit right with you, you're probably right. Most of the time, I'm going to be shaking my head going, yeah, you're right. I agree. What are we going to do about it? That's what we do here at Epat, is we come alongside you and help you come alongside your kid and get them in the right place academically. These days, we're hearing a lot about social emotional learning, lots and lots about that, and lots about social issues and social justice and COVID awareness. And those are important things. So I am not in any way diminishing the importance of those things. But at the end of the day, your child goes to school to learn. And if they don't know how to read, how to write, if they don't know how to do math at their level, by the time they leave middle school, their college prospects are in jeopardy. It is no joke. So don't get lost in the weeds. Don't get buried in the educational speak. Make sure you always keep at the forefront of your conversation with your children's teachers and their administrators. But what does my child know? Are they ready for their next level? Anyway, I could talk about that forever, but I'm gonna keep going. We also help your kids one-on-one and in group settings with developing their academics and their study skills. So I'm the person who's nagging them about planners and their homework and preparation for tests and quizzes. It's a battle, you know. Lots of kids don't see the importance, especially in middle school, of doing those things, but we try to help them remember why they're there and why these things are important. That's our job, to basically fight with children. That's what I do. I love it, though, don't get me wrong. All right, keep going. So you heard me mention the term college and career readiness at the beginning of this meeting. I'm going to talk a little bit about why we decided to make our mission college and career readiness. But I'm not going to talk about it because I've been talking a lot and I'm probably lulling you to sleep. So I'm going to stop talking and let someone else do my talking for me. So, before I do that, though, I want to just put this graph up here really briefly. Okay, so before I talk about the inspirational reasons why college and career readiness matters for us, I'm gonna keep it practical. We all live in California. Not only do we live in California, but we live in one of the most expensive places to live in the entire United States of America. So what I'm about to tell you really only applies to us because we live here. So if in your mind, the most important benefit that your children can get out of their education is a financial one, basically, they need to make some money. If that is what's most important as you look at your child's future, then let's just break it down, shall we? All right, I'm gonna get my red pen out. Now I'm gonna put it real plain. If your child does not graduate from high school, okay? Here's this orange line right here. On the left-hand side of this graph, it says how much money they can expect to make a month, okay? Now this is average, so remember there are always going to be exceptions to this, but this is the typical situation. If your child does not graduate, no matter what they tell you, by the way, right? They stand to average about $5,857 a month, and that was in 2018. I don't know what's going on in 2020. Lots of unemployment, I'll tell you that. All right, if your child goes to community college and gets some instruction, right? So that's the yellow line. They could make double, right, what the high school dropout made. $10,968 a month is possible for them. Again, this is an average, okay? If your child just graduates from high school, I skipped this one, so I'm gonna go backward just a little bit. If they stop at high school, so I have had some of your kids in this room have told me, Keisha, I don't want to go to college. Why should I go? Well, here's what you can tell them. If you stop at high school, okay, then more than likely you are going to make, let me see where that is, probably around $6,000, $7,000 a month, which is fine. But if your rent is $3,000, right, and you want to eat food and pay the lights and the heat, all of a sudden, you don't have a lot of money left for your car note and your phone bill and your kids' soccer team and all those kind of things. I have this whole other graph that talks about how much money you need to make a year to have one child, and it's like $119,000 a year to be self-sufficient in San Mateo County. So making $7,000 a month is not going to get you there. The math just doesn't work. All right, last one. If your child gets a bachelor's degree or an advanced degree, a PhD or a master's, they stand to make, my pen, come on pen, don't fail me now pen. Oh, my pen failed me. There it is. They stand to make $16,761 a month. Now I have a college degree and I don't make that. Like I said, this is an average, but that's because I've made different life choices. That's besides the point. Needless to say, if your child gets an engineering degree, a doctorate, a doctor's, let's say they become a doctor or a psychologist, a psychiatrist, an architect, there's just so many different careers out there that they could actually make $16,000 a month, and then they could take care of you. Isn't that great? So we should all be motivated that these guys have got to go to college, and not just, let me say this, not just go, but go prepared to get in and get out, because college is expensive. Some colleges cost upwards of $100,000 a year. So if you're going to send your kids to college, they've got to be ready, they've got to be willing, and they've got to make the most of it as fast as they can so that they can get out and take care of you. No, I'm just kidding. That's not why we want them to go to college. It's a nice, side benefit, but not the purpose. We want them to have fulfilling, satisfying lives where they're giving back to their community as well as taking really good care of their family and their parents. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. This time I promise I'm going to have someone else do my talking. All right, so let me clear these drawings. All right, now I had some other graphs, but I'm just going to cut to the chase. What does it mean? So I've talked about college and career readiness from a financial perspective. Like, you don't have to hustle and have multiple jobs and work, 3 or 4 shifts and do a lot of overtime to make 16 grand when you have an advanced degree. You just have one job, and it can be a 9 to 5 and you can still pull that in, right? We understand in the Bay Area that you can make $100,000 a year, but long hours, away from home, lots of shifts, really tired. It's going to be a lot more work to get you there. Okay. So I'd rather have the office job where I tell someone else to do. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have that either. Okay. What does it mean to be college and career ready? Not in my words, but in the words of those who've experienced becoming college and career ready through Epat. So the video you're about to watch, I hope this is what's next, because I've been wrong before. Yes. Okay. The video you're about to watch is comprised of alumni from the Epat program. So it's kids who were in Epat, just like your kids are, working with me and Maribel and Tatiana. And now you're going to get to hear from them in their own words with what they're doing today. So remember, as you listen to this, they're answering the question, what does it look like to be college and career ready? Here we go.
My name is Irene Guerra, and I am an Epat board member. Epat has changed my life. I was in Epat from 4th grade until I graduated high school. After graduating Stanford University, I went on to receive a PhD in clinical psychology. I'm now a staff psychologist at the Santa Clara County Health and Hospital System. Epat introduced me to so many caring and loving adults who genuinely wanted to see me succeed. The Epat alumni have been up to some really incredible things. They have joined the military, have their own businesses, and are doing great. Let's hear from some of them now.
I just want to say that I'm very grateful for Epat because when I was a kid, they helped me out a lot, and they've been there not just during my high school years that I attended, but they've been there along the way through my whole journey, helping me to get where I am today. So for that, I am grateful.
Hi, my name is Ashley Washington, and I was at Epat for about 8+ years. I graduated from San Francisco State University. While I was in school, I worked at Pinterest as an assistant for the culinary, and once I graduated, I moved up to workplace events and was there for a bit before moving into workplace operations. I now work in operations at a biotech.
Hi, I'm Benito Maran. I'm an assistant director of undergraduate admissions and multicultural recruitment for Loyola University Chicago. I attended Creighton University where I earned my Bachelor of Arts in Communications. In addition, I was a member of the Division I men's soccer team. Furthermore, I was part of the Epat program for about 10 years, starting from my elementary school years all the way to my high school years.
Hi everyone, my name is Ozzy Hernandez. I'm a hospital corpsman in the U.S. Navy. So what I do is I work alongside with Marines providing medical support. I started going to Epat when I was in the 3rd grade, and I went all the way up until my senior year in high school. I'm currently stationed here on Camp Pendleton, and I'm happy to announce that I just bought my first home here.
Epat EPAT strives to prepare students to be college and career ready. Did you know that 86% of Epat alumni are first-generation college students, 95% of whom have been accepted into at least one college or university? That's incredible.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Asenso, and I'm a Questbridge Scholar at Northwestern University where I study journalism, Russian literature, and design. And I was in Epat for 4.5 years.
Hello, my name is Carla, and I was a student at Epat for 12 years. I am currently in my last semester at San Jose State University, where I am going to graduate with a bachelor's in science and justice studies and a minor in human rights. I currently work at Project SafetyNet as the Executive Assistant Business Manager, a nonprofit organization focused on bringing awareness to youth mental health. Throughout my years at San Jose State, I have been lucky enough to work and volunteer at various nonprofit organizations, all focused on immigrant rights, public health, and social justice, and this was all due to the community care that I learned while at Epat. They provided a space to learn and adapt to a working and growing environment focused on youth and pride in communities themselves. Epat showed me what it is to value a community so deeply and what it means to give back through hard work and dedication, and for that I will be forever thankful.
Hi, I'm Gabby Quintanilla. I attended Epat for 6 years. I got my bachelor's from Santa Clara University and my master's in urban education from Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. I am now the principal at Voices College-Bound Language Academy in South San Jose.
Hello everyone, my name is Pauline Brown and I am an Epat alumni. In 2012, I graduated from UC Merced with my degree in cell molecular biology. In 2018, I went back to school to get my master's in leadership from William Jessup University, and I am planning to go back to school again to get my doctorate degree in educational leadership. If I had to describe Epat in just one word, I would say this: catalyst. As a Samoan American growing up in East Palo Alto, I felt my parents did the best that they could to provide me with opportunities, resources, wisdom, knowledge, just for their child's success. And I didn't know what to do with it, being in middle school, going off to high school. So Epat was really that guidance to help me, that encouragement to use what was given to me wisely and take advantage of them. And I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for my family, but also Epat just being that catalyst in my life.
Epat has had such a positive and long-lasting impact on so many of us over the years. I'm excited to witness the future generations and see what they are able to achieve.
All right, there you have it. So you heard it in their own words. And what I appreciate about the diversity of voices that were just represented is it wasn't just students who went to college and pursued traditional pathways. We had a firefighter, right? A Navy corpsman, principals, teachers, folks who haven't graduated yet, people who are working in education. The host, Irene Guerra, of the video segment is now on the Epat board. So technically, she's my boss. So there was a time where I was counseling her in middle school, and now she's counseling me in my job. Let's not think about how old that means I am. I see you going there in your mind. Don't do it. Just know that it's really impressive that she went from student to teacher, kind of. So I say that to say that all of these are products of the city of East Palo Alto. Those young adults that you saw on that video were just like your kids at one point. Irene Guerra, who's got her PhD, who's bought a home in San Jose, and who is a resident psychologist at a hospital, I think in San Jose. She went to Cesar Chavez. She graduated from Cesar Chavez. I'm not sure if she was the valedictorian or not, but she attended a local school. And here's what she's doing with her life, which means that if she can do it, anybody can. And that means your kids can. But again, I am not one, and that's one thing you'll learn about Epat. We're not gonna lie to you guys, and we are not gonna sugarcoat anything. While I showed you that video and I'm telling you that it's possible for every kid, the truth is this. The reason Irene is where she is today is because of a lot of hard work done by her mom. Ms. Guerra made a lot of sacrifices. created the type of environment for her daughter to be able to thrive. And that's what made the difference. So if somebody tells you, yeah, your kid can go to college, they can do anything they want to, there's a caveat. You know, anything that's worth anything costs you, right? And that's the case with all of the results that those students have experienced. It costs them something and it costs their family something. And if you're not paying a price, you're probably not getting what you want. All right, so I'm gonna keep it moving because I promised to get you guys out of here in time for Paco's meeting. So I don't want you to be late. I'm going to switch gears for a little bit and let you just ruminate on that whole college and career readiness spiel I just gave and give you a heads up. Since some of you are new, Epat is not just middle school. We are a K-12 program. We have an elementary school group, a middle school group, and a high school group. And this winter, we will be having our elementary school group in person. So in the fall, we focused on a program at Belhaven, and we are now transitioning to elementary school group in person at St. Francis. So check your emails so that you can get more details about that. But I just wanted to let you know that if you have younger siblings of the kids that I have in middle school, and you're interested in having them do tennis or do something academic with us, you'll receive an email soon with more information about what class options are available to them. We also have a high school group, and I want to stress this because a lot of the folks on this call right now have 8th graders. We have a high school group, and Maribel Sarate, who is doing the interpretation right now, is the head of our high school group. I strongly recommend that after your students are done with their middle school experience with yours truly and Miss Tatiana, that they continue to our high school group so they can get the support they need to finish their journey. In middle school, I want to make sure that the academics are on point because then they can take advantage of the opportunities that they are going to get when they get to high school and make the most of them and get to the college and or the post high school experience that best suits their needs. So just putting a plug in, you can stay in Epat for as long as you need to, but no longer than you need to. Anyway, okay, I'm going. Here we go. Just want to cover the schedule really quickly. If you signed up for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay, this is what's happening. And I want you parents to know what we're doing with your kids and when we are doing it. We recognize that it's getting dark earlier. So, in the fall, towards the end, I was releasing kids early to go home. I may not be able to do that this quarter because we have made tutoring. Let me get my trusty pen out. Hopefully it'll work this time. I have made tutoring from 5 to 5:45. That means your kids, if they have tutoring, will have to stay at St. Francis until 5:45. So if you have the means, I would recommend that you pick your kids up. It's getting dark and I just don't want anything to happen to them as they walk home. That's all I'm going to say about that. They have tennis every day from 3:45 to 4:30. They have a class with Miss Tatiana and or myself for 30 minutes, plus they do eat. So eating does happen with us. That's their Monday schedule. On Wednesdays, because Cesar Chavez has a minimum day, the tennis is earlier. It's from 1:10 to 2:30. I recognize that everyone cannot get here because all the schools that we support don't get out early on Wednesdays. That's not a problem because our tutoring will stay at the same time. So if they get to St. Francis later on, they'll still be able to take advantage of their tutoring. We go to this place called the Rica Center for Human Enhancement every Wednesday, and it's where the students will get to do personalized physical workouts as well as enrichment activities in arts, film, and photography. So it's a really cool place. It's in Menlo Park. I have the address here. You're welcome to go visit that place yourself and check it out. But we transport the students to the Rica Center and back again to St. Francis every Wednesday and every Friday. So Friday, the only thing we do is go to Ricus from 4 to 5:45. And it's a lot of fun, very interactive, and it's a great way to end the week. I do want to make the statement, though, we are not doing Ricus next week. You guys probably already know, because you live in EPA, that Omicron is in the schools quite heavily. We received lots of reports that, folks are testing positive and, teachers are out and administrators and staff members are out. So I told the Rica Center staff, we'll keep COVID to ourselves next week and we will start going the week after next, which I think is like the 16th or 17th. So that's just an update. If you sign your child up for Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, then their schedule is very regular. Tennis 3:45 to 4:30, a class and tutoring. Okay. And then the same Friday, 4 to 4:45, at the Riker Center with transportation provided by us. So we end every day at 5:45. I want to stress that because we started ending at 6 p.m. in the fall. Then when the time changed, we started ending at 5:45. So for what it's worth, don't forget the new end time is 5:45. Pick up your kids if you can. It's dark in those streets. All right. How much does Epact cost? Well, $50 a month. Just kidding. Epat is actually free, but you guys have lived long enough to know that nothing in life is really free. And if someone tells you it's free, there's usually a catch. And this is no different. So, I told you we'd be telling you the truth. So while I don't want $50 a month, I mean, if you want to give us $50, we will take it. But that's not what we're asking you for. What we are asking you for is your commitment. But I'm going to take an opportunity to stop for a second. And I want you guys to answer this question in the chat. This is how I make sure that you're actually awake and listening to me. So it's really just an old teacher ploy that I'm using right now. In the chat box, answer the question, who is the most important person in your child's life? The most important person in your child's life is you. It's you, it's you, it's you. I mean, teachers are great. Youth development workers, we're great sometimes. But the fact is, a teacher may only know your student for 9 months. How much can they do and learn and know in 9 months? You'll be there for every single one of your child's milestone moments, from birth to graduations, weddings, babies being born, and all of the traumas that life experiences that they'll have. You will be there. You're the most important one. You're the one who they're going to learn the most from, because according to math, they spend 73% of their time with you. May not seem that way, but they do. And so because you're so important, Epat focuses on you more than your kid. Now, I just told you, I showed you a schedule of times that we're going to be spending with your kid. But the most important time I spend is actually the time that I spend speaking with you. So if you wonder why I'm sending you emails, why I'm calling you, why I'm texting you, it's because you're the ticket. You're the secret to their success. And I hope that if you didn't really believe that, or if you thought that, but you were like, well, am I that important? Yes, you absolutely are. And so that's why we spend so much time wanting to interact and partner with you strongly. And so this winter, my desire is that for everyone on this call, that we have at least one conversation, okay? At least one conversation, just me and you, or me, you and Tatiana, or me, you and Tatiana Maribel, depending, talking about what we're going to do about helping your child be college and career ready, right? We've got to talk about it. We've got to make a game plan. We've got to make sure that we're all on the same page, and we can't do that if we don't talk. So don't worry, I'll be coming for you. Now, you don't have to wait for me to come for you. You could always just call me or send me a message and say, I want to talk about my kid. I want to meet. You could totally do that too. I'd love that, actually. So what do we expect from you guys? 3 basic things. Active involvement. So we don't want you to always have to, we don't want you guys to be in a posture where you always are waiting for someone to tell you that your kid needs help, or waiting to tell you, waiting for the school to tell you that your kid's not doing well, or that they skipped a period, that they were late for class, that they failed a test. It should be that you're pinging the teacher first, that you're being proactive. So we want to see you exercising the influence and the power that you have as a parent by pushing yourself forward in all of the contexts that involve your child. Your kid's not going to like it. They're going to be like, oh, mom, oh, dad, did you have to call my teacher? Did you have to come up to the school? Did you have to talk to Keisha after tutoring? And your answer will be, yes. Hi, I love you. I'm your parent. This is what I do. It's my job. And they'll just have to get over it. So active parent involvement is the thing we want from you more than anything else. In addition to that, or what I will say is some examples of that are coming to meetings like the one you're at now. Yay! Communicating with us, getting us all of the grades and report cards and progress reports and any tidbits of information that we can use to make tutoring more finely tuned to the individual needs of your student. So anything you give us is really helpful. I really appreciated a parent approached us in the fall because her son had missing assignments. So she said, hey, he's coming here 3 times a week, actually 5 days a week, because he was on the tennis team, and he still has missing work. Like, what's up with that? And I'm thankful that they came, because with them in the room and the kid in the room and the staff in the room, we learned a whole lot about where this missing homework is and why it existed. And we were able to get a handle on it. And that student learned that we're all on the same page, and when we're all on the same page, they can't get off the page, they can't escape. All right. So that's why we really need you to be involved. And then lastly, $0 and 0 cents is what we want. All right. At some point in the quarter, you may hear me talk about a report card, but not the school one, an Epat report card. We're going to be reissuing this. I don't know if we'll get it together by the winter. We'll probably more than likely have it in the spring, where you will get an opportunity to get feedback from us about how things are going with your kid as they march towards college and career readiness, what areas they're, getting ready in, what areas they're not so ready in, so that we can figure out what we need to do to get them closer to being ready. Okay. This section is going to go really fast. It's more just so that you know, and that you can share it with your friends and neighbors if they want to know how to get involved. So who qualifies to be an Epat? Really simple. Mostly East Palo Alto residents, but we do take Menlo Park, Palo Alto, and Redwood City and nearby communities. We just want you to be committed. So if you have a friend who just wants like babysitting for their kid or just childcare, this is probably not the program for them, because look, you guys are at a meeting on a Friday night. Like that's a lot of, that's a put out. So, we're not looking for perfect kids, but we're looking for kids who are willing to be pushed and motivated. Okay. What we're not, really fast, we're not a babysitting service, like I said. So this isn't the kind of place where your kid just goes and you don't know what happens and they come home and that's it. This is the kind of place that's high touch, where we want you to be involved, because without you, your kids don't make it. Okay. We're not a fun place for kids to hang out. The kids do have fun at Epat, but that's not my fault. I'm more interested in the academic gains, not in the fun. Now, we did have a Christmas party and it was a lot of fun, but you got to do that every once in a while, right? We are not a tutoring program just for someone who wants to take advantage of these services for free. We're not a drop-in center. So if you signed your child up for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are the days they should come, and just those days, not some Mondays, some Fridays, some Wednesdays, but they need to be consistent. And then with tennis, because they will play tennis every day, they do need to wear tennis clothes or bring them. So they need to have tennis shoes and comfortable clothing so that they can be ready to play. Okay. The coaches don't expect them to be the next Venus or Serena or Rafa Nadal, but they do need to try when they're on the courts, because this is an important, they can learn discipline from this experience. Okay. So that's what we're trying to get them to learn as well. And then if they want to play more tennis, sign them up for the teams. They can go and play competitions. Absences. One of the things that we struggled a little bit with last quarter is sometimes students would not come to the program and we would not have any advance notice. So I know that you guys are accustomed to calling the school and letting the school know maybe that your child is sick or that they have an appointment. We need you to now call 2 people. Call the school, call the Epat phone number. If you don't have the Epat phone number, Ms. Tatiana will put it in the chat. You can put it in your phone or save it, or we can send it to you later on. But if your child is not coming, we need to hear from you. So some of your children like to call me. I mean, it's great. It's nice that they're calling me to say that they're not coming. Oh, Keisha, I'm not feeling well today. I'm not coming to the program. At which point I say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm going to go ahead and call your mom and make sure. At which point they say, but I'm calling you. She told me to call you. And at which point I say, well, I'm still going to call your mom. That's how the conversation goes, because unless I hear it from you, I don't know it to be true. And I don't ever want the situation to occur that your kid is on a, I don't know if they still do this. Do they still do milk carton photos? When I was a kid, when kids were missing, and this is not a joke, when kids were missing, their face would be on the milk carton and they'd be like, have you seen this child? I don't want that to be any kid that I've ever worked with. Okay, that means that I have to know from you that you know where they are or where they're not going to be. Okay, so absence really matters to us. Please, please, please let us know if your child's going to be absent. Okay, we're almost done. We do have a dress code, and here's why. Your kids are playing tennis. They're going to a gym where they're really going to work out. So they're doing all these physical activities, and that halter top is just not really fit for an intense workout or tennis practice, right? Those jeans with all the rips are cute as a button. However, it's not the best attire to be an athlete. If your child does not have athletic clothing, Miss Tatiana is going on Amazon.com this week to purchase extra shorts for anyone who just cannot seem to remember to bring their clothes. Now, because your kids all like to look fresh to death, they may not want to wear our clothes, to which I reply, well, then bring your own. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a quick pause before I go to my final slide. 7:21, you guys, and I'm at my final slide. Does anybody have any questions before I hit the final slide? No. Alexandra, no questions? No. He's like, these
No.
people are crazy. Okay, that's fine.
Todo bien, gracias.
Okay. All right, then I'll hit my final slide if there's no questions. Here we go. Man, I'm glad you guys are on this call. I'm really just happy to see everybody. Okay, here we go. Last slide. What comes next? First things first, we start this coming Monday, if you're a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or this Tuesday, if you're a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday person. Like I told you, we will not be going to Rikers on Wednesday or Friday next week just to not give them COVID over there. Okay. If you haven't turned in your trimester 1 report card, please turn it in. You can do that 2 ways. You can just get a hard copy and, give it to your kid, have them give it to us. I guess 3 ways. You can come and give it to me personally, 4 ways. You can send it to me in an email, 4 ways, or you can upload it to our Dropbox. So you got options. We're trying to make every kind of way. So if you're like a paper person, we're cool with that. If you're a digital person, we have ways for that too. Miss Tatiana has already sent you guys an email message about how to do that. Please get us the grades. I'll be training tutors next week. And when I get to your child's name and I'm training the tutor, they're going to ask me, so how's, I don't know, make up a kid, Gertrude doing in math? And I'm going to be like, I don't know, because I won't have Gertrude's grades. So please don't make me look like a total fool, and get me the grades for your kids before I train their tutors next week, please. Okay. And then, like I said, coming soon, in-person ESG. So do you have a little one? Do you have a Nino or a Nina running around your house? And they need to be doing something way more academic so that they can surpass their middle school sibling. Then stay tuned to the myepat.org website or to emails that we will be sending you so that you can find out more information about that. Okay, because we're a family program, we're K-12, so we've got something for everyone. If I haven't said it before, I'll say it again. I'm really glad to be in relationship and partnership with everyone on this call. I have enjoyed having your kids. I haven't had Alexandra yet, but I will have her. But I have had the rest of those kids, and I have really enjoyed them. So these kids have done community service throughout East Palo Alto last quarter. They played a lot of tennis. They had an amazing summer program. They've been tutored. They're doing homework. They're learning to be better students and coming together as a team. And I'm excited about all that's going on. So I want to thank you guys for spending your Friday night with us as a team. If you ever need us, give us a call. If you ever have a question, you know how to reach out. So thanks, guys, and have a good evening.
Don't
Buenas
forget
noches.
homework packets.
Oh, homework packets. Does anyone have a homework packet nearby to show me? Okay, before the break, this is not for you, Alexander, because you got away from me. But before the break, each of your kids, so that means John and Kevin, and who else is on the call? Who else can I call out? Gael, Pedro,
Samantha, Isaiah.
They all have homework packets that I gave them. They're due next week. So if your kid, if you haven't seen them doing it, if John hasn't had this sheet doing it, then tell him, hey, where's your packet for Keisha? All right. And ask him, where's your packet for Keisha? And have him pull it out of their backpack and do it this weekend. They can get it done, but it is due. The kids asked me, why do we have to do this? Why are you giving this to us? Our teachers aren't giving us anything over Christmas break. Does anybody know why I did that? Why did I give your children homework over Christmas break? Because I'm mean? Yes, but there's another reason. Were you going to say it, Sarah?
To keep their brain working.
That's right. We don't want their brains to become mush. Our goal is college and career readiness. You don't get college and career ready taking a vacation when everybody else is taking a vacation. You got to work when they're not working. You got to improve when you have extra time. You can't spend your life on video games, Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. You've gotta put in the work. So that's why we gave them the packet, and they won't die. As far as I've known, in the last 25 years, no children were injured in the completion of a homework packet. If that ever happens, I'll stop the program. But for now, they're all alive, so I'm gonna keep it up.